Here's an addition to 2 of my recent videos about creating pattern brushes from scratch. And this possibly helps answer one of your questions, which is about coloring those pattern brushes differently. Now, since they are pattern brushes, they just repeat the original pattern. So applying random color just with a pattern brush or with any other brush in Illustrator is not possible. What you can do is change the color. So let's take this one here and change the colorization method. And what you could do is go to Tints and Shades or Hue Shift, which will be even stronger. Then you see when changing the color of that stroke to something else, then those colors inside the brush follow. But still, they are not randomized. So let's take this and go back to none. In order to check this out, how to do it, I'm going to show a method using paid plugins from Astute Graphics and another method that requires scripts. Those scripts are free and there are a couple of them, but they require first expanding the appearance. So every one of these solutions has a downside. Let's go to the plugin first because it will teach us that we need to change something in the brush itself first. So I'm going to use this, and in order to apply random colorization, we're going to the appearance panel, of course, and the randomization happens with Effect Randomino Color Randomizer. And let's just draw this slider up, and then you see we have random colors. But what's still happening, the color is randomized in all the pieces, and those pieces are put together at this point. So first of all, we will need to make sure that these are the same color. So we need to unite those. And this can also happen using effects, because we want to not first outline that. So let's go to Effect, Pathfinder Merge, which is the one that does this. So here we have Pathfinder Merge, and it needs to happen before the randomization. And you see, in most of the places, it actually works. But around the corners, it sometimes works. See, here it works. And there it doesn't. So we need to somewhat account for some imprecision. And in order to do that, we need to change that brush. And these imprecisions will also take place when we're using the other method with the scripts. So what we need to do is edit the actual brush shapes. So in here, this is the piece. What we need to do is bend these a little. So I'm going to bend that, and I'm going to bend that so they overlap. And then we're going to take this and drag it into the brushes panel again, holding down the Alt key, replacing the old one, and just go to OK, apply that to the stroke, and then go to this one again, and you see this worked. This is how you can do that using the effects. And if you have the plugin, then you can apply that. Now let's talk about how to do that without the plugin. So I'm going to delete these 2. Well, let's undo that. I could leave Merge, because if I leave Merge on, then after expanding the appearance, the pieces will be already united. I'm going to show you the difference. Let's have one with Merge and one without. So this one is with Merge, and I'm going to Object Expand Appearance. And this time I'm not doing it, so Object Expand Appearance. And you see, in that case, they are still all single elements, and I would need to use the Pathfinder panel and then hit Merge here. So now that we have these pieces as actual paths, then we can apply one of these scripts. I'm going to use Randomize by Alexander Ladigin, and that one pulls the colors either from the swatches or it just generates them. So in order to use the swatches, first make sure that the swatches panel only contains colors that you want in there. So I'm going to delete this lot here, like this, and then we're going to select the whole thing, and then we're going to launch Randomize. Before you launch that, you actually need to make sure that this is not selected. So I'm going to cancel again and deselect it. Let's launch it again. And now we can apply fill swatches, and you see, nice randomization, but the none swatch is selected again. So clicking that again will not help, but you can randomize this fill color here repeatedly. That's possible to repeat, the other one is not. Then you apply that and you're good. They are all randomized. A couple of other scripts exist. Make sure you read the documentation because they all work a little differently. I'm going to put some links into the comments.